You arrested Nnamdi Kanu's brother.
Kanu, yes.
And you arrested his lawyer too.
Barrister Aloy, yes.
Why?
Because they insisted on making way to the restricted areas. And not just 2 of them, 6 others were also arrested around Transcorp for this same reason. So we arrested a total of 8 of them. They are currently at the state CID. And once we conclude our investigation, just like we said in our statement, that anybody who violated that court order would be arrested, diligently investigated, and prosecuted. So once we conclude that, which we should tonight, then they'll be prosecuted immediately. In less than 24 hours, they'll be facing the court.
So now, people are going to be prosecuted because they are exercising their constitutional rights.
No, you're getting it wrong.
The question is that, are they aware? Would any citizen be prosecuted for an offense he or she is not aware of? And that's why we're asking, where is the court order? How many you went to court ex parte to get the court order, but you never made it available to Nigerians.
They were arrested not for carrying out their lawful duties, but for contravening a valid court order.
A court order that was not made available to the public.
The court order is there, and in our statement on Saturday, we mentioned the court, we mentioned the judge, we mentioned the court order number, we mentioned everything. We were so plain, we made it clear, and we also warned that anybody that contravened that court order would be arrested. We made it clear.
So, is the police aware of a possible optics of what happened today? Whether or not the police is on the side of the people or on the side against the people? Is police aware and managing these optics?
Well, I don't think it's as bad as you make it look.
Is it me that make it look?
As you're painting, I don't think it's as bad as you are painting. A couple of, in fact, do you know, this happened in Abuja, and one man carried a placard in Lagos, and a few people in Abia State, and that's all, no other states. So these people came out, and we tried our best. We managed the situation. I think we deserve commendation for this.
Look at how they blocked the whole road from east to south to Abuja. This is Lokoja, Abuja. All of us are trapped because of Nnamdi Kanu. Free Nnamdi Kanu protest. They went and blocked the road. They used the strategies of they killed someone. So this is what we are seeing now. A lot of us are trapped. Look at this is Lokoja. Yeah, Lokoja. I block Sigoza. What I go in east. I'm Batawuzi. Now Dangote. This is Dangote. Finaly. I don't go to a block Soza. They will go frustrate and they see east and south. I be Abuja for this protest. Their condition I want to win Otua. That about 20th of October. And time we get up every 6:30 to 7. Yeah, they went up. Yes, so I they trap, they block the youth so that we cannot invade Abuja for the peaceful protest. So this is what you are seeing now. I they trapped now. Okukai is our way. Because all we know that we are going to Abuja and it's unstoppable. Nobody can stop us. So that condition I know now.
The government is actually succeeding in making him a hero. And a number of people have said that they might not necessarily agree with all that he stands for, but by denying him access to justice, they are actually making him a hero. And a lot of people who stand against unfairness and injustice are coming out to speak against it. The second is that Nigeria has lost too much as a result of his consistent incarceration and the lack of respect of this government of the rule of law. I say this because we have lost so much money with the sit-at-home order every month in the southeast, which could have been averted, because the same the same treatment given to bandits and terrorists in the north who actually committed crimes, who actually killed people, whereby they granted them amnesty and they are negotiating with them, and someone who is allegedly a terrorist is starkly different. And this is the selective justice that Nigerians are crying out for. What I want to just say as a sound of warning is that let us not let this thing get out of hand. We've seen the day of protest. It means that the people are not backing down. There's only as much as you can push people back against the wall, but let the government do right and obey court orders with regards to Nnamdi Kanu. This cry has gone on for too long. Now let's move on to what happened yesterday at the toll gate. I said earlier, when we were speaking privately, about the fact that I believe that the police is actually misunderstanding their role in society in terms of protecting lives and property, because it feels as if their brief is to protect the lives and property of a few, or the government as it were. So it's now the police and the government against the people, whereas the duties are set out in the Constitution means protection of lives and property of Nigerians. But what we see is that there's this antagonism against the people of Nigeria, especially when there's peaceful protests. What could one woman have done that about 3 or 4 man-o-war operatives came to accost? Okay, 2 of them accosted her. Then she said that whilst they were doing this, 4 armed policemen approached her, and then 2 of them were asked to escort her and the lady that was taking the picture off the ground. So we can see the video there. And the highlight of this is that what one of them said to her, a female policewoman who was there, according to what she said, is that they said, "Are you not enjoying the peace as you have it now?" And then you ask the question, what kind of peace are we talking about?
Peace of the graveyard.
Peace of the graveyard, where peace means that the people are silenced and we are like robots according to what the government says, and you deprive the people of their constitutional guaranteed right to peaceful protest. Is that the peace that Nigeria or this administration wants, where the people's voices are silenced? That's not the peace that we are looking for. And so when they keep saying, "Oh, let's keep peaceful," what is the definition of peace? She had a right to go there to lay wreath. She was not even protesting peacefully, because she said a number of people that were called to come out to protest were afraid. This is what we have done to the Nigerian youths. We have caused them to be afraid, to stay back, and gradually silencing their voices. Is this the legacy of this administration? This Democrat that has been praised for his play and his role in the democracy that we enjoy today, now depriving young people today of the same rights that he enjoyed. And I'm talking about the Tinubu administration now. So I just want to say that, number one, the police has to rethink its strategy in how it manages its affairs with civilians, civilians as well, how it manages its affairs, and the right to peaceful protest. Then this thing around, once you see people gather, they are jittery. Why? As long as they are not violent, no need to use tear gas, no need to fire bullets, even though the police spokesman came out to say that, oh, they didn't fire, but we heard the gunshots. And so what we are asking for is that let the police do right. We've asked for police reform, let there be an actual reform, and let the people feel protected by the police, and not as if the police is taking sides with the government against the Nigerian people.
Well said, Ayo.
You can see we are still live in Abuja. We've been dispatched with tear gas. In fact, at a time, live ammunition was shot at protesters. Now, of course, we are told to, some of us, to go back to our hotel rooms and wait for the next signal. Right now, we're within zone 11, but we want to go and join them at Otaka, where they are still gathering, where they are still joining. Wherever you are, please, because this protest, from what the information I'm gathering, will continue tomorrow. I employ you. By the way, this is Mr. Victor. Mr. Victor came all the way from Lagos. He came all the way from Lagos to join this protest. You can still come if you're in Lagos. You can still come if you're anywhere. He boarded the night bus. You can imagine. He boarded the night bus to be here, this morning to join this protest. You can also join a night bus to get here. But if you cannot, I think this protest is going on in various states. I think it's going on in Lagos, in Abia, in Ebonyi, and so many places. Wherever you are, find out where they are protesting and join the protest. We are not backing down. We must continue this protest until they listen to us. We must protest for freedom. Freedom to freedom for government to obey court orders, freedom for the judiciary, and freedom to abuse of court orders by the government. So it is very important. This is not about evil. This is about Nigeria and the abuses. I mean, court is the last hope of the common man. If we can no longer access the court, all hopes are lost for the common man. So I implore you, wherever you are you Yoruba, are you Hausa, are you Igbo? We love ourselves. We love each other. We stay together. But these politicians have used a tribe and religion to divide us so much. This is time for us to wake up and say no to this. If an Hausa man and an Igbo man can stay in Sabongeri and do business without fighting, if a Yoruba man and Igbo man can come together and develop their streets and do business and trade without fighting, so why do we now fight? You now realize that the propagandas these politicians carry, they use they use tribal sentiments, they use religious differences to deceive us. Why they themselves they don't fight, but they will instigate us, we that are even helping each other, to fight. I think it is time we rise and say no to corruption, say no to abuse, to cut orders, say no to judicial hijack, because they have actually hijacked the judiciary. You know, once in any country, once the judicial arm of the government is failing, that means that country is gone. So we must rise and, you know, take back Nigeria from them. This is not a political statement. This is not a political statement, but this is a statement of fact that we Nigerians who are suffering this, I'm not sure, to be honest with you, I am not sure we will survive another 4 years of this administration. I'm not a politician, I'm not campaigning. But if this administration continues like this, I am not sure we will survive it. I think it is high time we rise and protest for the freedom of Nnamdi, and then also protest for, and also this will pass a message to the government that we can do much more. Thank you very much, and see you as we continue to put pressure on the government and the judiciary to free Nnamdi. Thank you very much.
In addition to what my mama has said, the government are trying everything possible to silence our voice. It's our duty, it's our responsibility to protest for our rights. If we can't protest for our rights for the future of our generation, what will be our fate?
Exactly.
So I urge every youth, every relevant youth, if you know you are a youth in this country, Nigeria, and you want the betterment of your future, come outside. We are continuing this protest tomorrow. They can never silence us. 2020, what they did to us, electric project can never be repeated.
Exactly.
Enough is enough.
Enough
we
is
must
enough.
Get to our destination.
Exactly.
Say no to bad government.
Say no to intimidation. Say no to harassment. Say no to corruption. Let us to all come out in mass to support this protest, to communicate to our leaders, to communicate to our president, to communicate to the judiciary. Now, we shouldn't make this protest an evil thing. This protest is to free Nigeria from judicial abuse, to free Nigerians from judicial hijack, you know, to free Nigeria from disobedience to court orders. It is very necessary, it is very important. I've come to realize something, that Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba did not necessarily hate themselves, but our leaders, the politicians, have used the tribal differences, religious differences, you know, to build control over us. Because I discovered that if you go to Sabongeri in Kanu, Hausas and Igbo stay together, they respect each other's religion, they respect each other's language, they respect each other's tribe, and they work together, they do businesses together, and they are happy. In Lagos, the same thing. On the streets of Lagos, the Igbos and the Yorubas were majorly those that developed most of the streets of Lagos. People don't know that the beautiful Lagos you see today, these streets were actually developed by residents. And in these residents, you see Igbo, you see Yoruba, majorly. They join hands to develop. In my street where I live, it's so beautiful. Yorubas and Igbos come together to contribute money and develop this street. And we're living in peace and in harmony. But these are our leaders, for them to have control, to prevent Nigerians from uniting and rising against them. They have capitalized on the tribe and religion. Now, come to think of it, most of these politicians, their children are not in Nigeria. They spend their money purchasing expensive houses, funding their children's high lifestyle, expensive lifestyles. And then in their parties, they don't fight. In National Assembly, they don't fight. They share our money together. You know, governors, South governors don't fight Southwest governors. Southwest governors don't fight not governors. As politicians, they stay together, they work together, and they share our money. But they use one thing, tribe and religion, just to divide us, just to make us not to speak with one voice. And this is what Nnamdi stood for. Go and listen to most of his speeches. This is actually what he stands for. This is actually what he was preaching. And out of fear of him exposing them and maybe uniting Nigerians, he is put in jail. And multiple courts has freed him. has given judgment, but the federal government, in their wisdom, decide not to obey. Remember, the court is the last hope of the common man. Now, if they have taken this away from us, what else do we have? So, a protest for the release of Nnamdi Kanu is a protest to judicial freedom. It's a protest to the government obeying court orders. It's a protest to stop the government feeling like they are above the law. So you can see I'm all ready this morning, ready to go, ready to move. Let us all come out en masse and support this protest. Thank you very much.
The problem of an Igbo man is an Igbo man. We were in the protest ground. Before we know what is happening, 7 coastal boats filled with people just came to that particular place, offload all of them, and look at them here. They were also protesting against the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And who sent these people? According to what I heard, they said the person that sent these people is Udele, an Igbo man. Yes, people that are gathered here, they pay all of them. Because I asked one of them, they said they gathered them and pay all of them. They pay all of them to gather. 7 coastal boats just come and offload all of them. As they say, where are you people coming from? They say some are from Lube, some are from Maraba Aziz, some are from Kubu Aziz. They just gathered them like that and paid them peanuts just to protest against this particular free Nnamdi Kanu. As you can see, some of their write-up, they will say no to the release of Nnamdi Kanu. They will say no to the release of Nnamdi Kanu.
10th October 2025. We are here to protest for the release of Nnamdi Kanu because he has been in detention for over 5 years now. We want to stop injustice. We don't need injustice in our country.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. We, the Igbos, the Nigeria, the Hausa, the Yoruba living here in China, we have come out in mass to protest for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. No conditioner. He must be released. The Nigerian government have negotiated with the bandits. They have negotiated with the bandits and give them money. They negotiate with the bandits. Why the court have acquitted and discharged the leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, but Nigeria government refused to release him. But we have gathered here so that the world will know that we stand by justice. Nnamdi Kanu must be released. Stand in one voice and say that Nnamdi Kanu must be released. He must be released unconditional. I want the whole world to know that the Nigeria youth, the Nigeria have stand today to protest for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu must be released. Nnamdi Kanu must be released. The court have acquitted for us. The court have acquitted and discharged him. So I don't know the reason why the government of Nigeria is still holding him. He must be released. Nnamdi Kanu must be released.
No more injustice.
No more injustice.
No more injustice.
No more injustice.
No more injustice. No more injustice. No more injustice. No more injustice. No more injustice. No more injustice. No more injustice. No more injustice. No more injustice. No more injustice. No more injustice. No more injustice. No more injustice. No more injustice. Free Nnamdi Kanu. Free Nnamdi Kanu. Free Nnamdi Kanu for us. Free Nnamdi Kanu.
We stand by the justice for our country. We don't want to live in a country whereby there is no justice in the country. Free Nnamdi Kanu. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Ahmadi Kandibo now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
Why will somebody like Nnamdi Kanu think of fighting for Biafra? He was born, I think, in 1967 when the war broke out. he started fighting for this Biafra of a thing because of marginalization. And nobody will take it away. No matter how you try to hide it, you cannot hide that Igbos are not marginalized in Nigeria. Every other region have 60 states. South, 6 states. Southwest, 6 states. North, all the whole north. Even one is 7 states. For the southeast here, we have 5 states. Giving us 5 states is reducing the money that's supposed to come into the region. Reducing the number of senators we're supposed to produce. Reducing job. So we are marginalized. There is no marginalization that is more than that. We are the highest importers and exporters. But there is no seaport in the southeast. We are the highest traveling race in Nigeria. But there is no good working international airport. So I think we are marginalized. We lift our hand up. And anybody from the south here fighting against, problem of Ndibo is that we are enemy of ourselves. Heaven will begin to remove them one after the other. Igbo people fight themselves. Look at Zion ministry that entered into southeast. People that are here now are millions. All of them, America, UK. The whole money they came with, is it not in Imo say they are dropping it? Okada people will take their own. People selling dummy will take their own. Look at the massive structure going on here. Within 6 months, 60 building is already up. Within 6 months. What will now happen? Amen and amen. Amen.
This thing they are doing is unnecessary, both the DSS and the federal government. Yes, very, very unnecessary. And I want to tell you why. You see this thing they are doing now, let it not be that actually something has gone wrong with Nnamdi Kalu's health. And they'll be held accountable. Is it not on record that the court have said, leave this man, let him go? We don't even have any law to try him. Is it not on record? The erudite Chief Mike Ozokeme went to court under the appeal court to quash the 15-count charge against Nnamdi Kalu. To quash it. So, even the Supreme Court told Nnamdi Kalu to sue the federal government for what they did to him.
He asked them to redo the case. I'm surprised that after the Supreme Court referred it to a lower court. Is that not the first time in the Supreme Court's history? Has it ever happened before?
In fact, I am coming to tell the whole world and Nigeria what is going on here.
All
these things that we are doing, what was the meaning? What are they aiming at? Meanwhile, this man ought to be freed. But because they want him perpetually kept in custody.
No, but Barrister, let me ask you a question. If a matter has gotten to the Supreme Court, is it possible that they defer it to a lower court?
In fact, like you said, this is a locus classicus. Because the Supreme Court had the right, the power, it's an administrative court to say, look, let this guy go. Are you getting what I'm saying? If something was not delegating somebody, why would the same Supreme Court refer it to a lower court so that they will start afresh again?
I have never heard of that.
Good. That will tell you that something is going on. And I don't want people to deceive me or play pranks on me. There is no need for what the Supreme Court did.
What about the court ruling on compensation? For example, the extraordinary rendition,
up to today,
the damages to his property at home and that of his family members. None has been respected.
None of them. Even the court in Kenya has ruled in favor of Nnamdi Kalu for what they did to him in Kenya. Yet the Nigerian government is still dragging this young man up and down. Expecting him to die in custody. They come and say, that's how God wants it. And you think his people will keep quiet, Abi? Esther, let me remind you. You know when people hear Rwanda, the major reason why Rwanda happened was because even while the crisis was going on, The plane for which a Hutu president was riding in, I don't know that name, Hamabari or something. His plane was shot down by this Tutsi rebel, and all hell was let loose in Rwanda. One person, one man, because of his death, Rwanda happened. Is that not true? The First World War happened because a woman was killed. They claim she's not from a royal whatever, and they murdered her. And these people say no, it cannot happen. The history is there, but nobody will learn from it. The case of Nnamdi Kanu have even moved from political issue to regional issue. Because the Igbo see it now as an insult. Because if you look at it, whatever Nnamdi Kanu was accused of, some people have done it 10 times over in the north. They have done it 10 times over in the north. They have committed more harm in the north than Nnamdi Kanu was accused or alleged to have done. Yet they are walking about free. The federal government with its aid are even going to communicate and dine with and wine with them. Like people like Toju Bello. It's on record. It's on record. The guy is holding court, collecting taxes from villagers where he's holding court. It's on record. Nobody have arrested him. Nobody have done anything. But you took Nnamdi Kanu into custody for saying that he wants his people to be freed. And when they ask you now, he says he's a terrorist. Which terrorist? Esther, can you mention one country in the whole world that have labeled IPOB a terrorist organization? I said one country. One country. You can see now. It's only the federal government of Nigeria. And you are telling me that people should not read meaning into what is going on here. This thing that they gathered all the doctors in the whole world is to what? To fulfill all righteousness. So that if anything happens, say, after all, we brought God doctors that looked at him. And all the doctors, specialists in their own right. Specialists in their own right to examine Nnamdi Kanu. So, which one is better? Is it not to free this man long ago and to bring doctors? Spend time and energy, spend time and money. By the way, if Nnamdi Kanu was properly treated in their custody, will he develop all these health challenges? Will he? Do you know that the greatest killer of a man is loneliness, solitude? Are you aware?
That's the essence of the punishment. That's the essence of the punishment, sir. Of staying in a confinement.
Can you imagine?
Psychologically, mentally defeats you.
A young man, a vibrant young man that's supposed to be up and doing,
but
working,
that's the essence
adding
of the
value to his
punishment,
life.
Barrister. Even when they send people to prison,
So,
that's the essence of the punishment.
No, in this case, no, people inside prison, they have recreational time and all that too. Nnamdi Kanu doesn't enjoy it. Solitary confinement. Solitary confinement. Esther, is that not wickedness of the highest order? Why won't he break down? Why won't he? You can see. So all this is that is like trying to solve a problem you created.